can't believe it happened this fast.
My daughter is graduating high school. I have successfully almost completed homeschool through high school. The crowd goes wild. The crowd in my head, the crowd in my emotions goes wild. But I have a question. How is this happening? How did it happen so fast? All the things that I worked towards, all the things that I hoped and prayed for, now they're coming to pass, but it means change, it means independence, it means for the next few months, I'm going through growing pains, people, big growing pains. If there is anything I could impart to you as homeschool moms right now, it's worth it. It's worth it homeschooling your child through high school. It's amazing. In fact, these last 4 years have been some of the best, some of the most relationship building, some of the most quality of my life with my daughter. And I wouldn't trade it, even through the hard parts, the pushback, the mom teaches everything and it's just not working out parts of homeschooling. I can't stress it enough. That if that's your vision, if that's what's on your heart, do it. It is hard and it's worth it. Nothing that is good comes easy. So my daughter and I just had a very, very fun 4 days where we went up to the college campus. This is a Bible school.
We're here at this airport. It's tiny, right?
I don't know how you're planning on doing things with your kids. I firmly believe that regardless of what education they want to pursue after high school, doing something that is very grounding in the first year is just vital. It's important. So now instead of just going to something secular, instead of going somewhere to just pursue an academic education, she's going somewhere where she's going to be filled with the word. She's going to be making friends with people who are like-minded, who are pursuing God and relationship with God. She's going to be going on a mission trip. These really, really beneficial parts of assuring that as she goes through independence, as she goes through these processes of figuring life out for herself, she knows where her source is and she is able to draw on that source. And that is her relationship with Jesus. It's gotta be, guys. It's gotta be. So I have such a fun story. When I went to Bible college, because I also was homeschooled all the way through high school. And when I went to Bible college, I packed up, I took my 3 suitcases, I boarded an airplane. The only thing I'd actually organized was a place to stay. And I was, of course, accepted to the Bible school, but that was it. Looking back, I'm like, that was crazy. But it's just amazing to see what a transforming impact that portion of time had on my life and on my future. And that's actually where I met my husband, although we were just friends and we reconnected several years later. I had a special friend I met that first year I went, and she was so lonely and I was so lonely. Her and her sister were there and I was just like, Lord, what do you have for me here? And she was just like, Lord, I need a friend, and I want a friend from California, because she was from California. And we met, and so she, even to this day, however many, 25 years later, introduces me as the friend that God gave her in college. And that's just really, really sweet. Anyway, we have kept connected most of these years, not all of them, and she lives in the state where my daughter wants to go to this Bible college. And so my daughter is now going to be renting a room from my old roommate in Bible school. And that's really special because it's just such a safe introduction to real life, getting your own job, supporting yourself, paying for college and all those things. So that's where we were. I stayed with my friend and we just were introduced to the campus and the people, the geography, and also my daughter and I had some just really tremendous times of conversation and talking through tough topics, guys, and persevering on subjects that, I don't want to talk about, she doesn't want to talk about, but we need to talk about it. But so the second thing I would just like to address or encourage you in is that there's just really a call from the Lord to us as moms to trust him with our kids. It's easy to say, I trust you, Lord, I trust you with my kids. When the rubber meets the road and you wake up in the middle of the night with a cold sweat because you realize, wow, I forgot to prepare them in that area. Whoa, we never encountered that, so I never talked to her about this. And you start seeing all of your lack. You start seeing all your flaws and the the areas you haven't been perfect in preparing your child for the future and for a life without you. And the Lord's just asking us, can you trust me with the most important thing in your life, your children? Can you? We are human people raising human people, and we have to actually come to this conviction that God's word is true when it says, my grace is sufficient for you. You know, just like his grace has been sufficient for me in parenting, his grace is sufficient for me in seeing the end of this season and seeing my daughter go on to the next season of her life, where she has a lot more independence, where I'm not helping her make all her decisions, where she's making them on her own, and I have to be taking a step back and be asked more than I volunteer. And I have to recognize that his grace is the same for this season that it was in the last season of my life, and his grace is sufficient for my daughter. His power is made perfect in weakness. And I love that Paul, after he says that, he says, whoa, then I'm going to boast all the more in my weakness. For when I am weak, he is strong. So mamas, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. And there's tears and, like I said, growing pains and working through stuff. But this is what we're fighting for. Raising our children, homeschooling them so they can go out and they can stand on their own 2 feet with the Lord, listen to him, get very comfortable with having him as their source. Well, that's where I'm at, guys. I can only encourage you, knowing that I haven't really even hit the hard part yet of having her actually gone. These are all the preparations for having her gone. There you have it. No one can mom your kids like you.
Hello. Hi. Get in here. I just like to take a picture of her every time there's a fight. Yeah.